Podcasting from Woodstock, Georgia, welcome to Soul Solutions, a show where we overcome our fears and our limiting beliefs. I'm your host, author, and certified life coach, Terry Kozlowski. Episode 51. Here's how to love and accept your authentic being. Learning to love and accept ourselves can be challenging to accomplish, especially if we've had trauma in our past. Unfortunately, we all record the voices of others who have made negative comments to us and replay them repeatedly. The ego internalizes the negativity and believes the words are valid. This process is the cause of our self-loathing and self-doubt. We need to examine the places and things about ourselves we don't like to unearth our authentic being. Self-acceptance and self-love are about recognizing the parts of ourselves, the positive and negative attributes. Then, understanding that we can choose to alter those that no longer serve us once we acknowledge all of our characteristics. We can also learn to integrate negative attributes in ways that are beneficial rather than harmful. For example, I'm a recovering control freak, and I have a place for everything. My family finds this annoying, but by accepting this part of me, I can use it positively. Because in the business world, it seems that I am very well organized. All of our strengths and weaknesses need to be accepted as part of our being. And through this self-love, our authenticity blooms. We are worthy just as we are. A few years ago, I took an online course by Brené Brown based on her book, Gifts of Imperfection. In this program, the goal is to help bolster self-esteem and personal development. For example, one exercise is to write, "I am good enough," on our hands in the morning. Then throughout the day, look at it to remind ourselves of our inherent worthiness. Because of peer pressure and our need to feel accepted by others, we've conformed to what others think we should be. But in reality, we are eternal beings and our potential is limitless. Our true self is pure love and light. Therefore, our life isn't about searching for anything outside of ourselves. Instead, it's about discovering the love already within us and expressing it in all of our relationships. This journey takes us back to spirit and allows our authentic being to emerge. The realization we are pure love is evidence we are enough. Our creation by a divine source is tangible proof we are worthy and we are good enough just the way we are. The hard part for us is to believe this timeless truth. The egoic mind replays the tapes of others' comments, and we choose to trust that outside source instead of our inner soulful voice. What is self-acceptance? Self-esteem is the confidence we have in our abilities, which can change depending on the circumstances. Self-acceptance is embracing our authentic being without conditions. It's being conscious of the attributes we like and the things we want to change about ourselves. Even if we don't improve those areas we aren't proud of, we still love and accept all facets of our being. We need to stop criticizing ourselves when we take a misstep or conditions aren't as perfect as we desire. Non-judgment is part of accepting our authentic selves because we can't judge and love simultaneously. We need to make peace with those parts of us which we deny. My egoic mind spent years self-sabotaging due to fear of success, fear of standing out, and fear of comparison. So I had to learn to transcend the fear by examining where it came from and if it was something I needed to unlearn. Or did the thought process come from generational patterns I needed to break? This examination process is what we use to help us alter those parts of us we want to change for the better. Remember, our shadow self came into being as a defense mechanism to help us deal with life circumstances we couldn't understand. Our ego's job is to protect us, and when we can't make sense of the situation, it does what it needs to do to keep us safe. Only when we accept this part of us with compassion can we change. how to genuinely love ourselves. The first step to loving ourselves is to remember who we really are and explore what is true for us. Next, we need to remove the masks, labels, and armor we put on and allow our authenticity to appear. Then we need to get quiet and hear the whispers of our soul. We have to spend time with ourselves to study more about who we are. Becoming mindful and aware of how we react or respond to circumstances will help us learn about our egoic minds. As we get quiet, we discover how to stop the inner critic's chatter and feel our instincts and intuition more. Through this time alone, we recognize our inner voice and are gentle with our self-talk. We are no longer playing the negative tapes and replace them with positive affirmations to help bolster our self-image. Judgment, blame, and excuses are put aside as we are conscious that the things happening in our lives are to help us grow and expand our souls. We now look for the lessons we are to learn and are grateful for the experiences we have. When we understand that we did the best we could at the time, we are compassionate towards ourselves. There is less comparing ourselves with others because we understand we are all on separate paths. We know comparison is the tool of the ego that keeps us stuck. Our worthiness isn't dependent on what others think or approve. Remember, we are worthy as we are. Self-acceptance isn't personal development. By learning about our authentic selves, we discover those parts we may not like or areas we feel we could improve. However, accepting ourselves doesn't mean we need to fix anything about our personality or behaviors. Instead, self-love is acceptance of our weaknesses and bad behaviors because they are a part of us. Personal development is something I believe we all need to do. I advocate having a growth mindset, and I think we all need to expand our horizons. But we can't allow our self-improvement to become a condition of our self-love. Again, worthiness is based on who we are right now, not improving our future selves. Therefore, we are all acceptable as we are, despite our differences or similarities. We need to understand our past behaviors so we can compassionately accept ourselves as we are today. But that doesn't mean we can't be inspired to alter our behaviors for better ones in the future, so our lives are more enriched, but not as a prerequisite for self-love. Understand that as we grow and change or enter new circumstances, our self-acceptance is never ending. Therefore, as we begin each day, we need to renew our self-love, seen in our self-care and play. Authentic power comes through self-acceptance. After my childhood trauma, I thought I was alone despite having many loving people around me. That's what the egoic mind does when we are self-loathing. It isolates us and has us believe that making authentic connections will be harmful. But what we need is acceptance and self-love to reach out to others so we don't feel alone. There are many ways we reject ourselves and hide our authenticity because we're afraid. But most of our limiting beliefs come from our childhood, and they are no longer applicable. Yet we never updated our thought patterns, so we are still reacting from our childhood perspective. As we become more aware of our soulful selves, we need acceptance and compassion. By clearing our unconscious thoughts and beliefs, we allow our authentic power to rise within ourselves. Conversely, when we disapprove of who we are, we block the happiness and inner peace. Yet when we accept ourselves and embrace all facets of our being unconditionally, true freedom occurs. Acknowledging our strengths and our limitations without attachments mean we respond with love in all situations. Through self-acceptance, we increase our content because we believe we are worthy of happiness and we have more of it. Moving forward with self-acceptance. Our life expresses our inner self. When we react from a fearful place because the egoic mind is in control, the life we want isn't obtainable. But when we accept ourselves as we are and allow our authentic being to emerge, our life changes. Learning about why we react the way we do or examining our limiting beliefs allows us to understand who we are. Then, when we are compassionate with ourselves and appreciate that we did the best we could with what we knew, we can forgive ourselves and let go of these judgments and viewpoints. Choose to accept all facets of your being. You aren't here to fit in. The world needs your uniqueness. When you see the truth of who you are, the freedom you seek appears. The more authentic version of yourself you are, the clearer life becomes because you are living a soulful life. Do you need support to help you accept yourself as you are? Do you want a strategy to help you overcome the ego's limiting beliefs and live a successful life? If so, please reach out to me at terrykozlowski.com and we can put together an action plan for you to create the life you desire. If you want to learn more about how I found my authentic self, you can do so by reading my book, Raven Transcending Fear. The link is in the show notes, or you can go to raventranscendingfear.com. Thanks for listening to Soul Solutions with Terry Kozlowski. If you'd like the show and want to learn more, check out terrykozlowski.com, where you can find the links to everything we talked about in this episode. Please subscribe to the show so you'll never miss an episode as we overcome our fears and our limiting beliefs.